Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm awfully sorry for starting a little bit later than usual. This I had to take care of. But hey, Shay, how you doing? Glad to see you here. Hey, glad. Well, I'm about to get started pretty soon. So today, to continue to try drawing different letters under different names. Today, I decided to go with a little bit different. The letter O. And since O's have an odd name for a lot of character names, probably have a lot of other characters that some of you probably haven't seen before, or some of you probably haven't seen in a long time. So to start off, I think I'll start off with one I think most people are familiar with. Probably our favorite snowman, Olaf. So I think I'll start with drawing him right here. Let me start with one big oval for his head, smaller circle for his for upper part of his body, then his lower part. Sticks for his arms. You know what? Sure, I can draw Ulan. I can actually put him in here later on in the stream. That's funny because I was actually thinking of different characters to draw. And I was thinking a lot more. I think it's like smaller characters too. But when I thought of him, like, oh, that'd be perfect. So, how have you guys been doing this week? Let me see. What am I missing? Oh yeah, of course, the sticks. Of course. Of course, let me get his eyes. Therefore, his carrot nose is gonna be. Let's kind of round out his head. And hopefully, you guys can hear me a little bit better this time around. I had a few technical difficulties with my microphone last week. So forgive me if my microphone wasn't as clear, but kept cutting out at a few spots here and there. We have coal buttons. Got 2 in the middle and 2 on the bottom. Let's get his little stick fingers. Now let's refine our sketch a little bit more here. Let's bring out his eyebrows. Get the bottom part of his face. Yeah, this is a request from a question. Do you plan on drawing Uwe from Kung Fu Panda? Panda? I hadn't really planned on drawing Uwe, to be honest. Even though you said this is, you said this is a request, I might be able to squeeze him in somehow if I do manage to do it. Good morning. Have fun this evening. You're an Alabama fan. I'll be honest, I haven't really kept up with college football as much as of lately. But I think as lately, I guess I'm more an Auburn variety though, in case you're curious. Of course, no offense to Alabama because they're a good team. Look at the bottom portion rounded out too. Yeah, hope you guys can actually hear me a little bit better now since my little microphone that I normally have it's working properly now. For some reason, it wasn't really working last week because I know it was during the playback. When I was the playback from my stream, it kind of kept cutting out a few spots here and there. So hopefully, that shouldn't happen this time around. All right, so let's go use our black pen, kind of like drawing our outlines. And of course, as usual, how about Ivan Company? I've seen him. I might get him in. I'll have to think about see if I can get him in. Because there are a few other characters I definitely have a line of bashing I put in here as well. Let's get his eyes nice and round. And funny enough, I actually saw Frozen. Speaking of both, I actually saw Frozen very first time. I think about a year or two ago. I actually saw the whole thing. You know what? While it's not my top favorite Disney movie, I think for what it is, it's still pretty enjoyable. I totally get why them folks love it. And Olaf, and you can see Olaf is probably definitely one of my favorite characters there. Although it would have been really interesting to see how they would have done if they decided to stick with the whole villain route like they were going to do with Elsa, ever stayed to be the main villain of the story. That would have been really interesting if they stuck with that concept. Color the inside of his mouth.
It's me, your skin. This acne craves a powerful cleanse. New CeraVe Acne Wash treats with
He's coloring his buttons. All right. So for Olaf, I think that looks pretty good. Now let's move on to Oolong Long next. So let me see. Where do I want to put him? I think I'll probably put him right at the bottom here. He's gonna draw things for his head, or draw his little short, stubby body. And speaking of Dragon Ball, I actually dig but Dragon, especially like the original like Dragon Ball. I actually got a chance to watch the whole thing in full on Hulu a while back. I recently bought on Hulu, and so I wanted to kind of see, like what, if possible, what are like Dragon Ball Z shows. Since Dragon Ball is one of my favorite animes, and I wanted to know, well, Dragon Ball Z really. So I wanted to see what they had. Of course, they didn't have Z, which I wasn't surprised. I know that's the most popular show, but I saw I had regular Dragon Ball and realized, I don't know if they really have that show. I don't think I've ever seen it. And so I watched it. Keep in mind, it was all sub version of the sub version, but just of course, I don't mind watching it subbed. And I found myself really enjoying it. And granted, it is a lot goofier in tone compared to what the show would be known for, like later on in the near future. But I think for what it is, a nice little like kind of light like adventure romp that slowly became more action packed as the series goes on. Oh, let me bring this up so you guys can see this a little bit better. There we go. There we go. He draws a spot for his eyes, his little nose. Today's stream may end up being a little bit short, so I do have a few errands I need to take care of later on this afternoon, but hopefully not. Let me break it. Make sure his long ear is a little more defined. Let me get his little hat. There we go. Of course, after this, I have another anime character lineup that I'm going to do right after this one. All right, let's get our black pen again. I think as far as the DB shows they currently got on Hulu, I think they got the original Dragon Ball sub, Dragon Ball Super. They have that, which I also saw. I actually found that pretty enjoyable. Not as good in G, but I think for what it was, I liked it. And GT, which I haven't seen yet, but no, that's sub as well. Let's break out his ears. Break it in just a little bit more. on. There we go. Let's get his shirt. His little shirt pocket. Let's get his other arm here. Yeah, even if you're not been the goofy tone of the show, I definitely recommend people to check out the original Dragon Ball. It's definitely a fun ride, especially like once we started getting of the we start getting around to I say the King Piccolo stuff because that's when really started turning Dragon we all know of. I seen the VLT dub of Dragon Ball and Ocean Dragon Z. Now Ocean dub, I'm pretty mixed on it because when I grew up, I'm more familiar with the Funimation dub. The Ocean dub, I think I'd like it in the beginning because it has that nice aspect, that cheesy vibe, and also I think the acting there, well, some people have issues with it. I actually like it. Drying Drummond, Andre, I mean, even though I know for some people it's pretty off-putting, for a lot of people, like his performance as Vegeta. I think it's just in the later periods where it's a little off, and I understand why it's a little off for me in the later periods because I know when they did the later episodes, apparently they didn't have much of a budget, they didn't have as much time. So a lot of the production, a lot of the performances, like in the later parts of the show, they actually weren't as good. Yeah, but I think with all its cheesiness, I don't mind the Ocean dub. Even in spite of all those weird censorship details. And besides, as most GBZ fans know, there's worse dubs of GBZ out there. There we go. Let me kind of think its outline just a little bit more. There we go. Yep, that's the one. Big Green Dub. That's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't remember the name, but that's exactly the one I was thinking of right there. All right, so that's good. Now that I got a little oolong down, now let me add another O named anime character, and it's actually one by other viewers that suggested from the last stream, which One Punch Man. So I'm actually drawing at the top up here. And while I've only seen parts of, I think the thing in the manga, that's not something I'm anime. I haven't had a chance to really kind of sit and watch the whole thing or watch the manga just yet. Because I don't feel weird that with some like more popular animes, like popular franchise, like I'm always torn whether or not to check out the anime first or check out the manga first. I'm always tempted, I want to check out the manga first, mainly because I found the story behind it so fascinating and how basically the original artist, he forgot his name, when he drew it, he really didn't really know how to draw that well back when he first started out. But as he kept working, he actually got better and better over time. And then once it got pretty big, they actually kind of went back and kind of redid the ones once he got really good at it. We get his little cape. I was gonna try to do his whole body, but I still a few more curves I need to put in that I want to be able to fit in. Let me get his ears. And one cool thing about Orange Bunny, you can see he's got a very simple design, especially when it comes to his face. There we go. Oh my god, hang on, let me bring this down so you can see a little better. There we go. Yeah, that's the thing. Every time I draw, I always keep forgetting to look back at the camera so I can actually see what I'm really doing here. Not so I can see, but y'all can see as well. On a slightly unrelated note, I did some of you who've been following up my community notes as of lately. Some of you probably noticed, but I also recently finished up with Inktober not too long ago. Yeah, so finally after a whole month of drawing like various ink-based drawings, I finally finished up. And so I have some time at the very end. I'll actually show you guys again. I've showed I think a few of them here on the stream last time I was here. But I only like a few more left I hadn't done yet, so I don't mind showing them again. There we go. That looks all right. That eye's a little bit off to me. Give me just one moment. Let me get set so I can fix that. There we go. Let's fix the eye up here. Bobby was adorable chittens. Yeah, it is fairly adorable. Honestly, that whole movie is kind of a pretty underrated series, especially as far as the '80s films, '80s Disney movies go. Personally, when it comes to like movies from the '80s, my personal favorite would have to be Great Mouse Detective. So it was the one that came right after Black Collar, like Disney's notorious bomb. That's honestly one of my personal favorites, at least from the '80s, as far as '80s Disney films go. See, that looks all right. Okay, cool. So now that we got 3 characters down, now I'm gonna go off the deep path field and draw characters a little bit different from what I normally do. I'm actually draw a monster. One with a simple design. Those who grew up watching cartoon back in the '90s probably remember this character, Oblina from Our Real Monsters. And Our Real Monsters, for those that probably know, was made by the same crew that did on Rugrats. So if anybody thought the art style of the show looked familiar, well, that's the reason. One interesting thing about her design is that from Malta, like she's kind of a weird like candy cane coat rack type of deal going on here. It's a bizarre design, but it's it's striking, it's distinct, and I like it. How about tell me, Lena in. Now, for Great Mouse Detective, I know the one of the main characters thinking now. God knows, I think that Basil say was Olivia. Olivia. Now, Olivia, that was, and funny enough, Olivia's actually the character I actually was planning on actually drawing actually later on in the stream. So her, I'll definitely be able to fit in here later. Be able to fit in here later on. Let me see. Let me bring this up so I see it a little bit better. And fun fact for Oblina here, she was voiced by Christine Cabanega. And for those that probably don't know, she was already like probably known for voicing Chucky from Rugrats, which is on right on the same time this show came out. She was voiced for a lot of different characters. Chucky, Dexter from Dexter's Lab. She had a very distinct voice. The reason I say had because unfortunately she had passed away like a couple years ago. She was a very, very talented voice actress. All right, that looks good. Let's go refine this a little bit more. Some add some little bumps here and there. I made a studio that for Rugrats. It was Class Q Pulse Studios. That's the thing about like that particular studio. Like they have a really odd character designs, but they manage to design them in a way that's really like visually appealing, especially when it comes to these monsters. We had her lips, maybe even kind of bumpy because they're kind of crusty. Add some teeth. Get one of her arms here. Get the bottom portion of her body here. Got three strands at the end of her body.
Goldfish. Can I get the handful?
Get her other legs here at the bottom. All right, let's start coloring these in. See, there's one like black and white candy cane. That's basically her design. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. Also, for extra measure, let me go and color her lips while we're at it. Because in the show, she gets very like bright red lips. All right, great. So that looks good. Now another one I do have lined up that I'm actually gonna go and do. I'm gonna put this right here. Actually, not really from cartoons. Well, it's been in a few cartoons, but it's really more been in the comics. Here, I'll draw Obelix from the Asterix comics. Yeah, mostly probably aren't too familiar with Asterix. Really was part of a comic that's more popular over in the that's popular over in Europe because it's actually a French Belgian comic. But they're very popular over there. So I'll draw him because he has a very big nose because he's a very big guy. Because comics are really kind of hard, at least where I'm, they're kind of hard to find. I think the only place I'm going to find is really a few Barnes and Nobles here and there. And even it's only like for a few like certain issues. The series I ran on for years and years. Look at this round nose. We bring it down here. The curly mustache. He has long ponytails. His ears here. There we go. But yes, let me get the horns on his. Get the horns on top of his head. Let me see. Let me see what else am I missing. Actually, stand by. Give me just one moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me just kind of fill this out. We get his eyes. His mustache, bring that out. Get the horns. And I do recommend anybody who's already getting the old comics definitely check out the comics. They're really funny, they're really enjoyable. I love the art style. Some of the character now, since it kind of deals, both because like traveling the world, meet all different kinds of people. Some of the betrayals they have in the comics can be really kind of stereotypical because it's a pretty old comic too. But if you can actually get past that, the comic's pretty enjoyable, really fun. Good. Give me just one moment. Oh,
Kate's going big and going home for the holidays. That's the plan. At Michael's, she got everything.
sorry, I had to switch out pens for a moment. All right, next character I'm actually gonna draw. All right, I'm back, guys. So next one I'm actually gonna do is one. Well, I'm actually gonna do two Disney characters here for one. I'm gonna fit both. I'm actually trying to fit both of them right here. Gonna do two right here in this little area. First, I'll do Olivia here from Great Mass Detective, and I'll do Oliver here. Now, just for future reference, guys, just guys up kind of in the near future. Whenever I do, whenever I do kind of take these requests, yeah, I want to make sure I kind of do like only one at a time for each person, because I don't want to get too overwhelmed. Okay, we want to get two overrun real quick, but also want to make sure everyone who has requests their stuff, they get a chance to get their suggestions in. So that's why henceforth in the near future, I want to try to keep it, just one at a time, like per stream. So we'll do Bolivia first, and then we'll do Oliver next. So we start being her head in first. I think I'll draw her with her hat, her beret. Do you remember the intro here? Immediately, press a mouse spout read toy. That's true. It was. It really was. It's been years since I've seen that movie, but it's a pretty enjoyable one. It's really, pretty light, really fun movie. And it's not surprising you end up doing well. Since everyone really didn't like how dark and really kind of disjointed the Black Cauldron was. Even though I think it has some merits to it. This for a lot of people is kind of a breath of fresh air compared to like what people saw the year before. Let me see. Because I'm gonna get Oliver down. Let me see. Because I'm gonna get Oliver down here. Let me see. How am I gonna do this? Let's see. Well, can I get her whole body down here? Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself for a brief moment. I think I'll just keep a headshot right now because I know for Oliver here, I'm gonna make sure I try to draw his whole body here. All right, that looks good. So let's refine it. Let's get her ears, get the cyber face. All right, so that looks good. That looks good. Let me see how else I can do this. Sorry, I'm not talking too much right now. Once I get in a drawing mode, I don't talk as much. I know it's not like a broken record because I know I said this last stream too. I think probably the one before that. But it is something that does tend to happen quite a bit. All right. So now I have Olivia done here. Do Oliver next here. And I have one more I already got lined up that I am planning on doing. I don't know how I'm going to fit in, but I'll see if I can make it fit somehow. So I'll probably do right here. You see him draw his whole body because that was the idea for him. Just gonna lightly kind of sketch out his body. Get his ears. Bring it up so you can see it better. There we go. Get a little muzzle for his mouth. Here we go. Get the side of his ears. This time is a little bit more complicated than the other one. That's why I'm a little bit more quiet. I'm just kind of focusing on it just a little bit more. I make these eyes a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Get by his belly to get his other front leg here.
is the official starting line of your Go the Distance 5K program.
There we go. Let me get his tail. All right, perfect, perfect. You want to see when J.K. goes, Oliver? I remember that too, and they played that little song. I think it was called Good Company. I forgot what when. I think Ever will be, we two always be. I think that's how it went. Yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. It's definitely a movie of that time, though, especially being say like in '80s New York. So you had to tend to see, how it was, right at that time. It was kind of saying President Hill was kind of inspired choice, especially since New York, he said at the time was still kind of a rough area to go to at the time. We color the eyes while we're at it. Color this inside his mouth. All right. Oh, almost. No, I think I was leaving without his little tag. I just realized I forgot to draw his tag on him. But since he's straight for a good chunk of the movie, I guess I might as well leave him as that. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Pretty much the whole movie is basically Oliver Twist, but set in like '80s New York. And pretty much all the characters that are in that story get repurposed into the new one. I know one of the others. I think Fagin, who's that homeless guy that he runs into. I know he has a much bigger role in the original book. In fact, he's actually kind of more of a villain character in the original story. But in the movie, you can see that made him more of a nicer person. And of course, in that movie, he's voiced by Dom DeLuise, he's one of my favorite voice actors from the '80s. All right, even though I'm pretty much done with all of you, I'm gonna try to fit one more here. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna see if I can. I think I'll try to take Isaac's suggestion. Even though he said not really a suggestion, I'll do Isaac's suggestion of doing Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. I hadn't really planned on doing it, but let's see if I can fit him in here somehow. I think I'll have him drawing hiding behind the O here. And normally I don't try to cover the letter of the day here, but I think for here I'll make an exception. Let me see if I can do this. And bring the torso out a little bit more here. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll be able to make this work. I think I'll be able to make this work somehow. What I gotta do is draw this thumb here, draw his fingers here. Of course, I gotta have his staff in here. I gotta make sure that that's in here. Now, I'll be honest, speaking of Kung Fu fan, I'm actually pretty excited for the fourth one coming out. I'm a little curious / worried how it's going to turn out because I felt that the last one, the third one, ended on a pretty good note. I don't think they need to really go any further from there, but we'll see. What they end up doing. I also want to do it more. Guys, felt like with just the three movies that came out so far, I felt like for the most part, it's pretty much was a perfect trilogy. The point I think with Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon, like both of those are series, I think where pretty much almost all their movies end up doing pretty well, but they were also pretty good movies with quality wise as well. Okay, let me draw the O a little bit more here. Get the staff in. Get those on his eyes here. I'll show you the inside of the shell. Make sure that's more defined. And one I know for certain, if they do, when that new move comes out, he's definitely going to be in there for certain. I know that for certain. All right, so that's great. So we managed to get about say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got about 8 characters here for today. Now for our fun part, let's start coloring these guys in. Just start off. Let me just start with orange here. Now just coloring our O, O for orange. And for once, I'm finally coloring in with a color that actually matches. It's actually the same letter of the name. Mm-hmm. Let me get Olaf here. Let me get his carrot nose. Get all over here while we're at it. And you can see as I'm coloring these guys in, I'm kind of starting off very lightly initially when I start out. Yeah, a little bit more pressure if I want to get a little bit darker. Because I always want to color to make sure I have a nice, even consistency, when I color these things in. Go with a lighter shade orange around his eyes. Might think for the light ones, I might go back to some yellow later on. Can't forget it's Obelix here.
moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy. CeraVe facial.
Here we go. Sorry, it's when the camera kind of readjust. Of course, Candy Bear's beard too. I know the last movie I saw, I think with this character, but at least for an Asterix character, I think it had to be Asterix and the Vikings. That one came out way back in 2016. It's kind of an odd movie because, the animation in that movie is really good. The story's kind of generic. And, Obelix and Asterix, they really don't get a lot to do. The English dub out, it's fantastic. Especially since they got Brad Garrett to do the Obelix in that one. But yeah, that one was great. So there we go. There we go. That looks good. We get peach color. We're going color in One Punch Man right here. Sorry if Uwe looks a little bit off. I really want to try to fit him in here somehow. Oh yeah, those are the ads that were kind of playing in the background. They are a bit annoying. So I was want to play that in May today. Because it's usually not this bad. Here we go. We do Obelix while we're at it. Oh, the unskippable episodes, they're definitely knowing like the short ones that I can skip, I can deal with that. They're like a minor convenience. Is the one that are unskippable one that are annoying. And I think what makes it even more annoying that sometimes it'll still give you like a countdown to skip. But it'll happen like right when the commercials are like almost done. So it's like why even have that option if by the time I'm able to skip it, it's already over. I can recall maybe like 1 or 2 times I think I got an ad but I didn't skip it. I think both times I think it was for some new music I hadn't heard. I think one was I heard that "Smoke Out the Window" song by Bruno Mars, which I happen to love that song, and that was one of my first times actually hearing it. I didn't like that song. There was another one, it's an old song by Outkast I really liked. I heard that through an ad. Mainly about the animation in that one was really bizarre and neat. Only difference with those two, those actually had the option to skip. All right, that looks good. Let's break out some pink. We get oolong at the bottom. Give a very light shade of pink. There we go. Just very light shade here. All right, that looks good. Now let's break out some green. Let me see. Do I have one on me? All right, there we go. All right, perfect. Do you know if Fred's anti-yellow mess is atrocious? I've seen it the previous stuff. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard it's really not that good. Yeah, because they really want to try to encourage people to go and actually, try to purchase that premium for get extra money, so I don't have to worry about dealing with ads. Luckily, it comes to me and ads. A lot of them I just see more like seems more like a minor inconvenience. Since usually, whenever I have something, I usually have it just playing in the background. Yeah, but while I haven't seen it personally, I've heard not too flattering things about it. The ones I don't really approve. And worse, honestly, I have no. Follow some YouTube videos. Honestly, I have no idea, what they're doing right now with their updates. Yeah, but at least from what I've seen, especially from the places I've seen I've heard from other people, it's definitely not favoring them creators anyway. That's for certain. Because it seems like now because it's like now they're kind of putting more restrictions, like what you can put up, what you can say. Yeah, let me go color Olivia's button here. Yeah, because for music, I pretty much have to play on the background. Basically, have like a playlist, like some royalty-free, like lo-fi music in the background. Since I want to risk this video getting copyright stricken, I know there's some other sites out there where I can actually use one to really worry about that. But I still need to go and check those out when I ever get the time. All right, I'm trying to remember. Ooh, wait, he has a little bit of green in him. I mean, yeah, he should. He's a turtle. Let me see. I'm trying to remember if it's like a deep green or is it more like a yellowish green. I think it's more of a yellowish green to my recollection. So I'll just add like a light shade of green here and go over the rest to yellow. All right, that looks good. Now let's break out some brown. Let's see, let me see. Ah, here we go. Kind of mix a little bit of that for behind the shell. Because there's a lot of browns mixed in too. I know an update now. This account goes invisible. Oh, don't worry. I saw that one. Yeah, that one. That's one I really didn't like, where you can remove the dislikes. Although I think if you're in premium, you still can see them. But yeah, like that's definitely one change I definitely didn't like. Yeah, cause sure, you pretty much hide the disapproval from the viewers, but at least like we keep in mind those people who don't like the video, they can still in the comment section, they still in the comment section comment disapproval. Then again, of course, you managed to disable the comments. Code Olivia here. The first Disney film I watched. That's interesting. I think the very first one I watched, I'm trying to think. The earliest one I remember watching would have to be it had to be a Goofy movie. Even though it's technically not as a Disney classic, it is still, one of their it's like it's in one of the Disney's films. And funny enough, I actually don't remember didn't see it in theaters. I actually saw it back on VHS. In fact, actually a lot of the pop movies that I saw from Disney, I first saw them was through VHS because we had tapes. I remember seeing that we had Goofy movie on VHS. We had Aladdin. We had both the first one and the second one. I think we had Lion King. I don't remember if we had that one or not. I do remember seeing on videotape back in the day. We had that. I know we had Bambi. I don't recall really watching Bambi that much. Fantasia, that was another good one. I remember having that one on VHS. Now let me color over around here, kind of make them pop just a little bit more. I know the first selling film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't think we had that on videotape. I do remember seeing it on Disney Channel like years later. And since that most part, that still movie still looks very good. Like even they were 80 years later. All right, let's break out some yellow. I'm trying to think, what other movies did we have on VHS aside from that? Goofy movie, Aladdin. We had both that and the sequels. I think we had Lion King. I think that's pretty much Toy Story. That was another one we had. Even though that's technically Pixar, but still it's under their same window. I forgot. I forgot his muzzle's still white. I can probably erase that. I can probably fix that later on. That I can definitely fix. There we go. Now let's color an Uruguay here. And just a reminder, guys, I actually do have something else I do want to show you, like once I'm done with coloring all these in. But another worst WDBZ, the Speedy Dub. I don't think I've heard of the Speedy Dub. I don't think I've heard of that one. Is that like the Malaysian dub that came out a while back? Maybe I've heard this, forgot about it. There's so many odd dubs out there. Especially like old dubs too. Let me see. What can I add next? Let me use the brownie and color in some of these darker areas. I know we'll use red a little bit later on, just a little bit. Color in his feet. All right, that looks good. Let me see, what else am I missing? Let me see. Oh, gray, of course. Going for part of his little coattails here. There we go. That looks good. Of course, let me color in his little hat. All right, let's see. What else am I missing here? Okay. So I colored him in. I colored him. I colored him. Let me see if I'm missing any other colors here. Let me color in our other leg down here at the bottom. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna fix Oliver down here. Let me finish him up the bottom. Get him here. Let me get his old bottom tail. Also, let's break out some red. Let's color the star for Oolong here. Let's color in her Oblina's lips. Glue up Oliver's nose. And in fact, his nose, his eyes still kind of red. I'm using this gel pen to kind of bring it back out just a bit. Just kind of bring these eyes back out, make them a little bit more brighter. No, make them brighter. Sorry, bad grammar. Okay, there we go. That looks much better. Cool. Let me use this gel pen to kind of bring out Belina's teeth. I didn't mean to color over her teeth right here. All right, fantastic. See, let me color in top of her beret. And we'll almost be done here pretty soon. All right, guys. So that's pretty much all of our, in case we mentioned fit today. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters for today. So that's good. I want to try to get at least 7. So we managed to get at least one more in. So that's 7, like 8 characters. I see 3. Oh, you know what? That's right. So yeah, Oliver Disney. Yeah, Olivia's Disney too. Yeah, I honestly didn't set out to do 3 Disney characters today, but here we go. All right, cool. Well, now that we're done with these, there's something else I want to show you too. Now, some of you have probably seen last time, but so in case some of you haven't been watching my streams, my community streams up lately, I've also been doing a lot of things for Inktober. And so Inktober is like an online drawing challenge where basically I draw like different. Where I draw like at least one picture a day for the whole month of October. And so it's a fun challenge I've done just about every year, and I always enjoy doing it. So like here's all the stuff I've done so far. I've done for the entire month. So first month was Dusty. Second month was Profile. Third one was Ray Parker Jr. Fourth one was Keys. Fifth one was Star. Sixth was N. I like Ray Parker Jr., dude. Yeah, I do too. I've really gotten into stuff a lot lately. Turns he's got a lot of great stuff, outside of on the Ghostbusters theme song. Really talented artist. Hands. I really need to work on doing my hands more often. grill. I don't know if these are as popular anymore. They probably still are. Now, day 8 was where things got a little bit interesting. Day 8, warning, start doing a lot more Sims characters here. I just find them really fun to draw. Fire, and here in a literal and musical sense here. For day 10, I actually followed the official prompt here. Day 10, which is fortune. Day 11, I did meat. Day two of Tom and Jerry's owners, Clint and Mrs. Two Shoes. This will be for they bring their interaction. I did that. For day 12, did character Guy Fieri, Spicy. For day, I think that was one of the prompt ones. I don't think it was. For day 13, was the first time I did something spooky related for Friday 13th. Rise, in this case in a literal sense. Day 14, I did Castle. Did Castle Cagliostro from the old school like Lupin film. And also declare one thing. I kind of made a brief mistake with this one. I kind of drawing the next one that you're about to see on the very back by mistake. I know I didn't mean to do it, so some of the marker kind of bled into it, which is kind of a bummer because I normally don't make that mistake. Day 15 was audition, so it was a cross of Simpsons and Futurama characters. Let me see a little bit better. There we go. Day 16, it was diving and surfing. Day 17, did some Spider-Verse stuff. Day 17 was punk. Let's see what else I did do. Day 18, that was the devil. And this one I did the devil from Cuphead. Day 19, I also did one with Asterisk. Oh, but this I'm with Asterisk as well. This one I did Plum. I did that one. And that was also another prompt where I worked on for too. Day 20, it was Man Next Door. So this one had more of a comic. This one I'm going for creepy kind of like Twilight theme. This one's a baby shower in a literal sense. This I was inspired by a real life event. My older sister actually had a baby shower not too long ago. For her baby's like son to be. So I got a little inspired from that. Scratching. This kind of playing the prompt where it's scratchy for that day. Day 23, which was sleepy. This is pretty much how I usually am just during the weekdays when I'm working. Some more Disney fan art. Day 24, walking. Mad Medusa from The Rescuers, a 70s film. Day 25, Action Star. Celebrate on Richard Roundtree from Shaft. Do I watch my British cartoons? I've heard of a few, but I haven't really took out time to really watch any of them, to be honest. Day 26, which is Garlic. Day 27, Party Favors. There's probably some I might have seen in passing and didn't even know they were British. Day 28, Surprise. This one I did was more of Animaniacs. Day 29 was a little gag. This was on Spaghetti Western. So I put the genre more of a literal sense. Day 30, which was Rush. Rush, I mean this in a literal sense. It's pretty much me every time I go to the grocery store. And day 31, which was Haul. So I managed to get all these pictures done for the whole month of October. So that Hang on for just one moment. So, yep, that's pretty much all the stuff all I've been up to all of this month. Now, one thing I am thinking about doing for this up in the near future, I haven't really set in stone just yet, but I am gonna probably put a portable to see what everyone's reactions to it. I'm thinking about also probably doing like either late night streams as well. The only thing I decide, if I do decide to do them, like what days do I want to do them on, and if I decide I want to do them at all. Because part of the reason I kind of want to do it because there are like certain times where if I want to stream, if I want to stream the weekend, I can't stream in the morning because I'll have errands I have to take care of. So I figure, get like an alternate time, like where I do like an extra stream to make up for that. I'm thinking either maybe like either evening or like late night hours, but I'll put a poll like later in the day just see what you guys think about it. All right, well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the stream for today. I know it's a little bit, yeah, thank you. I know this was a little bit shorter than last week's. I hope to see you guys again next week. And also, until then, you guys have a great day.